Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1.
Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports.
What is up, FanStream Sports fans? Golf fans, PGA Tour fans, API fans. It is IndyCarTim here for From the Rough, America's favorite golf podcast, right here on FanStream Sports. Welcome into the show. Welcome into the network. Welcome to the recap show. I am IndyCarTim, as I mentioned, your host each and every week on From the Rough. Normally joined by Johnny the Gerbman Gerber, PGA of America member Johnny the Gerbman Gerber. He is unavailable today while traveling and dealing with other golf-related and FanStream Sports-related duties. So we'll give him an excused absence for today. I don't think he's on the golf course. If he's on the golf course, that's an unexcused absence. But I think he's actually working today. So we will give him the excused absence for this Monday recap show of the Arnold Palmer Invitational for you. And, you know, what a weekend it was. Can't wait to get into that with you guys. Before we get into that so much, a little Tiger Woods update for you. By the way, today's show, as always, brought to you by Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. It's not just a golf magazine, philanthropy, lifestyle, fitness, all good stuff over there for you at golfcentralmag.com. Go ahead and log in, put your email address in there, and you get a new issue sent to your email address each and every month. And guess what? It's free. It's free. Nothing's free anymore. Your subscription to Golf Central Magazine is free. Golf, philanthropy, lifestyle, fitness, all sorts of things over there. GolfCentralMag.com. We'll see you over there. Before we get into too much Arnold Palmer Invitational and blowing the skirt up of one Russell Henley. By the way, we will have Johnny's recap, betting recap for you at the end of the show, even though he is not here. We will provide you with that. I did get that out of him. So we will be able to do that for you. But before we get into too much API, a little Tiger Woods update with the Players' Championship coming this week. A lot of speculation. Will he play? Will he not play? Simply because of the death of his mother. And now we are finding out that he will not play this week at the Players. And it looks like we'll have to wait until Augusta at the 2025 Masters to see Tiger Woods on the golf course, as he has chosen not to play in this week's tour flagship event. The 15-time major champion's name was absent from the commitment list this Friday when the deadline had passed for next week's event, or this week's event at TPC Sawgrass. Of course, this year it would be the final year of his automatic eligibility from his 2019 Masters win. So we're now waiting for him, possibly at the Masters, at next month's Masters, to be the first competitive golf he's played this calendar year. He had originally, of course, committed to play at the 2025 Genesis Invitational, the tournament that he hosts every single year at Torrey Pines this year because of the LA wildfires. But he ultimately, of course, drew 3 days later, just saying that he wasn't quite ready to play golf after the death of his mother. Understandably so, obviously. He did join the CBS Sports broadcast that Sunday, though, before presenting the trophy to Ludwig Oberg at the Genesis Invitational. So it was good to see him there, but now he will not play at the Players. He hasn't competed on the tour since the final major championship of last season. He's been in the spotlight thanks to his simulator golf league, the TGL. And Johnny and I have been very vocal about how we feel about that on this show. And I'm sure we'll discuss a little bit of it on Wednesday's Players Preview when Johnny's back on the air. We'll talk about that a little bit, too. But, of course, his Jupiter Links Golf Club at the TGL was eliminated from playoff contention earlier this week. He did not miss any of his planned TGL starts, the league that he co-owns with Rory McIlroy. So he was able to do that, but apparently not able to play at his own tournament or at the Players this week. probably has more to do with his health at this point. Even at the TGL event, if you watched it, he was limping pretty noticeably, even in that indoor climate-controlled environment. So Tiger maybe not doing too well health-wise right now. So good thoughts for Tiger while he will not be at the Players. But let's talk about some things that have some significance, if in fact there is anything, as one of the greatest college basketball coaches told me when I asked him a really dumb question in a post-game presser one time. I'm sorry, maybe you didn't hear what I said. I said, let's talk about something that has some significance, if in fact there is anything. Thank you, Bobby Knight, for that moment of immortality for me. But the 2025 Arnold Palmer Invitational, we're going to do the grades for the players, talk about Russell Henley's win, and blow up his skirt because, holy crap, what a weekend for Russell Henley. And he's 35 years old. He just seems like he's continuing to age like fine wine. As by the way, I'm getting back into fine wine. I used to be somewhat of a wine enthusiast back in my early 30s, late 20s. Kind of got off of that, but I'm starting to get a taste for some fine wine once again. You guys, I'm kind of partial to red wine, but I don't mind the white. I would appreciate you guys sending me your preferences, and I don't mean your $9, although I will take those too. There's nothing wrong with a $9 bottle of wine from Walmart or the local beer store. I'm not knocking any quality wines whatsoever or your taste for them. I am not against that at all. You know what? I would like any wine bottle that you prefer, any brand, any price level, any color, anywhere in the world that it's from. I like Chilean wine, I found out quite a bit. I do love me some Chilean wine. But you guys send me what your favorite wine is and where I might be able to get it. And I would like to do some wine tasting with you, the From the Rough listeners. And maybe I will even help review some of those suggestions right here on the air that we get. And make sure you tell me where to get a hold of you, because I might even have you on the show to help out with that wine review. What do you think of that? I just thought of that off the top of my head just now. Let's get the listeners involved a little bit. But like fine wine, Russell Henley seems to be aging quite well. He's been one of the most consistent players on the tour, and he finally made his way back to the win column for the first time in over 850 days on Sunday at Bay Hill Club and Lodge. Henley leapfrogged Colin Morikawa late in the final round to secure the fifth and biggest title of his career at the 2025 API in Orlando. Henley signed for a final round 69 to finish the tournament at 11 under. One stroke clear of 54-hole leader Morikawa. Henley hovered around the lead for much of the final round, but shot his name to the top of the leaderboard with that chip-in eagle on the par 5 16th. Beautiful, beautiful shot. Just had enough legs to get into the hole, and the crowd went nuts. I feel like the crowd was really pulling for Russell Henley here. I don't know why Colin Morikawa gets so much, I don't want to say hate, but maybe disrespect. We know why he gets it from Johnny. But, you know, even from the crowd there, it didn't feel like they were pulling too much for Colin Morikawa. But that chip-in propelled Henley to the top of the leaderboard, and he stayed there for the final three holes. Since the start of last year, he's had the most top 10 finishes on the PGA Tour without a victory at 10. He has now stripped that from his name. I don't know who the next guy is. We'll have to go back and check that out. But beginning Sunday, one stroke off the pace set by Morikawa. Henley had his fair share of hiccups in the early stages of the tournament. He made a bogey on the par 5, both par 5s on the front nine, numbers 4 and 6. He settled down with a birdie on the par 4 8th. And by the time he made the turn, he saw his deficit grow to 3 strokes back. So he remained there with 5 holes to play. He used a long iron to get just inside 10 feet on the par 3 14th. He stole a birdie while his playing partner was able to save par from below the surface, and then all of a sudden Henley was just one behind with 4 holes to play. After exchanging pars on the par 4 15th, he hit a 7-iron into the par 5 15th, long and to the right. He drew a decent lie, and then he chipped down to the front pin, right to the cup for an eagle, and that was pretty much it. Morikawa missed his birdie chance and watched as Henley's name jumped to the top of the leaderboard. A pair of pars to finish the round cemented Henley's place as a top 10 player in the world. And look, Johnny and I talk a lot about Russell Henley. Couldn't be a better guy on the course, on the tour. But you can say that about a lot of guys. Some guys, for some reason, it's just more fun to watch them win. You know, and I'd say Colin Morikawa gets a lot of disrespect. I don't even know that it's disrespect. I think a lot of it is just don't care. Colin Morikawa is not the most emotional guy on the course either way. And it's just hard to get riled up to cheer for guys like that. Not that you don't cheer for them or that you conscientiously don't want to cheer for them. I just think that it's hard for guys like that. You know, and Scotty Scheffler was a lot of that when he first came onto the tour. It's one of the reasons I probably disrespect him a little now, and I still do. He's just a boring player to watch play golf right now. He's getting better. He grew the beard. That was a plus. He needs to hang on to the beard. But, you know, not that Russell Henley is the most emotional guy either, but when you see a guy come from behind and take the lead with 2 holes left, I think that's kind of exciting. If you're into auto racing, imagine a guy passing the leader with 2 laps left in the race. That's exciting to watch, and especially if he can hang on to it, and that's exactly what Russell Henley did. He said it was unbelievable. It means so much. Quote, I've watched Tiger Woods make so many putts on this green. I have watched Rory and Fran and guys make putts to win here, and Bryson. It's just cool that I did it too, end quote. So big weekend for Russell Henley, big weekend for the PGA Tour, I think. Maybe not so much for Colin Morikawa. Now maybe Colin Morikawa's wife will look at Colin and go, look, what am I doing with you when Johnny's over there waiting for me? That's what Johnny's thinking about right now, I guarantee you. Wherever he is and whatever he's doing, that is what he was thinking right now. That because Colin Morikawa couldn't finish things off, she's going to come running. He might be right. I don't know about that. I just wish Davis Thompson's wife would think the same thing about me. That's all I'm saying. We're going to take a quick break right here on From the Rough on FanStream Sports. Come back on the other side. We're going to talk a little bit about the player grades from the 2025 Arnold Palmer Invitational. I am From the Rough right here on FanStream Sports, and I'll be back after this.
Hello, sports fans. FanStream Sports.
Today's show is brought to you by Tom's Town, a premier craft distillery based in Kansas City, Missouri. Discover their award-winning lineup, including double oaked bourbon, botanical gin, and double grain vodka. Named the best craft vodka by the readers of USA Today. Available for online delivery in 40 states. Visit toms-town.com or their Kansas City distillery to explore more. Elevate your game with Tom's Town, where history meets innovation. Please enjoy responsibly.
All right, guys, time to talk a little bit about Turf Life. You've seen the hats on our heads. You've been or seen the video of the studio. You've seen that the decals are all over the place. Turf Life. Man, it's the brand that salutes the consumer and industry players everywhere whose lives involve turf. What does that mean? That means if you play or have a business or, maybe you're a sports educator, you're going to be on turf at some point. So you live the turf life. So go ahead and tell everybody you live the turf life by having your Turf Life window decal or, the hat or the keychain or the something. Along that lines, just go to turflifeclub.com and become a turf head. That's what it's called when you live the turf life. You're now a turf head. And you can go join the club today and snag that window decal or snag any other special Turf Life accessories and go over there to that website, which is turflifeclub.com, and get your stuff and show everybody that, man, I'm all about that turf life. And then you just kind of raise your coffee mug at them and go, yeah, turf life, baby. That's what it's about. And then that's the end of the commercial. Ding. That means it's done in microwave talk.
Hi, golfers. IndyCarTim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
For more than 3 decades, Bob's Steak and Chop House has remained an icon of DFW restaurants. Why? Well, maybe it's because of Bob. He's fanatical about cleanliness and friendliness, and his food, oh my Lord, his food. If you've been there, you know about it. If you haven't been there, you should know about it. The original Bob welcomes you at either of his 2 locations, Bob's on Lemon Avenue or the sparkling new Bob's at Craig Ranch, McKinney.
Hey, listeners, make sure you check out the brand new FanStream Sports in-studio text line. You can reach us during any of our live shows or 24/7 at 214-937-0569. That's 214-937-0569. Text us 24/7, day or night, and we'll reply to you and make you part of the show.
Orion Golf Management Solutions. Orion Management Solutions has tailored its service packages just like it tailors its approach to customers. Some owners need more supervision, while others need periodic assessment of their short-term and long-term strategies and programs. Orion can be called in to develop a business plan with the existing staff, or we can assist with the daily management of a facility or event. Either way, we make sure the client is satisfied and understands the direction the facility needs to go in order to achieve the owner's goals. Orion Management Solutions can help with owner assistance service solutions, daily course management, business plan development, monthly operations, or as-needed consulting services. Whatever your need, Orion Golf Management Solutions can help. Check out oriongolf.com.
Coming back at you.
Now, more FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to From the Rough right here on FanStream Sports. I'm still IndyCarTim, and this is still From the Rough. By the way, if you are one of these people who think you can do stuff like this, who think you can talk sports, whatever sport it is, doesn't have to be golf, football, college basketball, hockey, baseball, whatever your sport or sports of choice are, and if you think, or if you already do, if you've already got a podcast and you'd like us to consider it for our network of shows as we are growing and expanding nationally, why don't you send me an email, indycartim@gmail.com. I would love to hear from you, where you're from, what your show is, talk to you about getting it here on the network somewhere, and or possibly having your own FanStream Sports franchise. How you like that? Having your own network, having your own lineup of shows supported nationally by FanStream Sports, our fine sponsors, and our huge catalog of talent and contacts for guests for your show. IndyCarTim@gmail.com. Shoot me an email. Let me know who you are, what your show is, and I'd be happy to discuss things with you. And if you're listening to the recorded podcast and not on the video, I apologize. I absolutely hate this background. I don't know how that happened. I had a different background on here. Where's the background I used to have? There we go. Let's stick with that. I don't know how that card got up there. But let's stick with this fake background as far as fake backgrounds go, because my bedroom's filthy. I'm not in studio today, and this is all y'all need to see of me. How you like that? But, yeah, so the Arnold Palmer Invitational grades for the players, of course, an A++++ to Russell Henley for his inspiring win there at Bay Hill. Not enough good things to say about Russell, and we'll talk about a little bit about him when Johnny goes over his picks, because you've seen him on Johnny's cards quite a bit this week or this season so far. And funny things about Johnny's picks and winners is they don't always match up, but sometimes they do, and sometimes it's just a timing thing. But we'll hear from Johnny towards the end of the show about where he's at on that. So at number 2, of course, we talked about him leading Sunday, falling off to Russell Henley right there towards the end. Colin Moore, a coward, at 10 under. It looked like his tournament it was his tournament to take for most of the final round on Sunday. He made a few mistakes, but he entered the final 9 with a 3-stroke lead and looked like he was on cruise control. That bogey on number 10 was offset by a birdie on 12 before the 2 big swings from Henley on numbers 14 and 16 ultimately took him out. Morikawa did just about everything right, ranking first in strokes gained tee to green and inside the top 10 in each of those statistical categories, but it wasn't enough as he now has 9 top 5 finishes since his last trip to the winner's circle. But I'll give Colin an A- for the way he played. Couldn't finish it, but for the most part, you put yourself in contention on a Sunday at a tournament like the Arnold Palmer Invitational, and I'm going to give you an A because he did not play bad. I will give Colin Morikawa's wife an A+, just for whatever, just to irk Johnny. She gets an A+. Another player I wanted to grade, Keegan Bradley at 7 under. He was T5. A third round 76 put him on the wrong side of par, but he busted out of the gates on Sunday. Our Ryder Cup team captain set the new front 9 scoring record at Bay Hill with his opening 29. He added another birdie to it on number 10 to reach 8 under on the day and 7 under for the tournament. He had his chances coming in, but Bradley was unable to inch any closer to the lead and instead settled for a final round 64 and another quality outing this year. He carded 4 double bogeys this week. That did not sit well for him. But again, Keegan Bradley, inconsistent this week, but he was right there. I'll give him a B+. By the way, if you disagree with any of my grades on any of the players at any time, feel free to reach out to me on the X machine at IndyCarTim or on Threads or on the Blue Sky or on Facebook or wherever you can find me. Or, you know what? You can also call into our studio or text into our studio text line 214-937-0569 24/7. That's open. We don't have to be doing a show to have that open for you. And feel free to text us. Make sure you leave us your name and where you're texting from so we can call you out on the air if it comes to that. But I would love to hear your thoughts on my grades as well. And then finally, or not finally, but moving on, a guy I'm very, very critical of all the time. He finished at 4 under in T11.
Scotty Scheffler.
The world number 1 did not card an over par round all week, but did not card a round in the 60s either. So he hovered between 70 and 72. He struggled on the greens as he ranked just inside the top 50 in strokes gained putting. The good news, though, for Scotty is he saw significant improvement, I thought, with the driver compared to the West Coast swing where he did not play well off the tee box. He ranked first in strokes gained off the tee, second in strokes gained tee to green, second in driving accuracy, third in scrambling, and third in greens and regulation. After his offseason injury, he is slowly but surely rounding into form. After the tournament, he was mentioning to during the post-round interview, he said he felt better. He's still feeling his hand a little bit, but he feels like he's getting closer to his game, which is bad news for everybody else. If Scotty Scheffler's hand herpes goes away for good, everyone's in trouble. Watch out. But I gave Scotty a B-. Any other player that played like that, finished at 4 under in T11, I'd probably give it A. But because it's
Scotty Scheffler,
I'm giving him a B-. Johnny probably would give him an A. Another guy we wanted to chit-chat about at 3 under for the tournament, T15, Rory McIlroy. I just thought after a humongous ball-striking effort on Thursday, he struggled with his scoring clubs and instead had to rely on a short game to keep his head above water here. Numerous club changes in his golf bag. He hit 43% of his fairways and 58% of his greens in regulation. This led to 15 total bogeys for Rory. He did keep the big numbers off his card as he did not record a single double bogey. So he's got that going for him, which is nice. But he's got some work to do. and to get a top 15 here the way he was playing, I thought was pretty miraculous because I just did not think Rory played like Rory here. And I gave Rory a C+. How about a C+ for Rory at 3 under T15? Our last guy that we were going to discuss grades-wise, I was very, very, very disappointed in him. I had, Johnny and I talked about him on the preview. He could either miss the cut or he could be in contention to win. Well, he didn't miss the cut, but he wasn't in contention to win either. Xander Schauffele at 4 over for the tournament. He finished T41. It was truly an up-and-down week for him as he still sits in the world number 3. It was his first start since the first week of the new year. He made the cut on the number to extend his streak to 58 in a row. He struggled to string together rounds with inconsistencies in and out of his bag. He signed for rounds of 77 and 75. Good God, Johnny could do that, I bet, on this tour. But he also carded rounds of 71 and 69 to close. He is still dealing with that rib injury, coming back from that lengthy layoff. He walks away from Bay Hill now with 4 rounds under his belt, healthy, with plenty more golf out in front of him. And Schauffele's game really has nowhere to go but up from a statistical standpoint and for him, an emotional standpoint, I think. For Scotty's outing after the long layoff, for the way he played, for what he showed us, I gave him a C+. You might disagree, and if you do, I'd love to hear why you disagree and how you could explain that, unless you're just a Xander Schauffele homer. And you know what? I've been doing that lately. I get Xander Schauffele and Scotty Scheffler for some reason mixed up, coming out of my mouth. So I hope that entire time I was talking about Xander Schauffele that I said Xander Schauffele and not Scotty Schauffele or Scotty Scheffler or Zandy Scheffler. I got to quit drinking during shows. But yeah, C+ for Xander here on his first round back after the long layoff. Once again, a big congratulations to Russell Henley for his win. We're going to come back on the other side. Johnny will update us on his picks, on what went right, what went wrong, and his explanation of why all of that happened. We'll do that over on the other side. We are still from the rough right here on FanStream Sports. Johnny's coming up after this.
Hello, sports fans. FanStream Sports.
Orion Golf Management Solutions. Orion Management Solutions has tailored its service packages just like it tailors its approach to customers. Some owners need more supervision, while others need periodic assessment of their short-term and long-term strategies and programs. Orion can be called in to develop a business plan with the existing staff, or we can assist with the daily management of a facility or event. Either way, we make sure the client is satisfied and understands the direction the facility needs to go in order to achieve the owner's goals. Orion Management Solutions can help with owner assistance service solutions, daily course management, business plan development, monthly operations, or as-needed consulting services. Whatever your need, Orion Golf Management Solutions can help. Check out oriongolf.com. Hey listeners, make sure you check out the brand new FanStream Sports in-studio text line. You can reach us during any of our live shows or 24/7 at 214-937-0569. That's 214-937-0569. Text us 24/7 day or night, and we'll reply to you and make you part of the show. Today's show is brought to you by Tomstown, a premier craft distillery based in Kansas City, Missouri. Discover their award-winning lineup, including double oaked bourbon, botanical gin, and double grain vodka. Named the best craft vodka by the readers of USA Today. Available for online delivery in 40 states. Visit toms-town.com or their Kansas City distillery to explore more. Elevate your game with Tomstown, where history meets innovation. Please enjoy responsibly.
In 1993, Bob opened the original Bob's Steak and Chop House on Lemon Avenue. 32 years later, the original Bob still greets you at the original Bob's. And now his sparkling new Bob's at Craig Ranch has opened in McKinney. Same fantastic beef and fresh seafood at these two Bob's, each run by the Bob. Bob's Steak and Chop House.
Hi golfers, IndyCarTim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine, it's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
Hello, folks. Let's talk a little bit about turf life. What is turf life? It's pretty much if your life involves turf in any way, shape, or form, you live the turf life. Go ahead and brand yourself with the turf life. Maybe a back window decal, maybe a hat. You know where you can get those kinds of things to showcase that your life revolves around sports and or anything that involves sports. If it's a sports business or sports education or just your enjoyment of the outdoors, head over to turflifeclub.com. Become a turf head. Join the club today. You can do that by going to that said website that I just told you to go to. You can snag your window decal like I was talking about, or any of your other turf life accessories. Show everybody that you live the turf life, and we'll see you there over there at that turflifeclub.com.
Coming back at you.
Now, more FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to From the Rough right here on FanStream Sports. IndyCarTim, your host for today and for always. Johnny not with us as he is traveling, working, doing all of those things that he uses as an excuse to skip the show. However, I don't think he's actually on the golf course today. If he is, he's in trouble, and it's an unexcused absence. But we do have Johnny's recap for his picks from over the weekend, throughout the week, as we will quickly recap what he had on his card here. His winners for the API: he had Justin Thomas and Shane Lowry. Ham sandwich. He had 2 ham sandwiches. He was hungry. Will Zalatoris, Corey Connors. Top 10, Russell Henley, Brian Harmon. His top 20, Aaron Rye and J.J. Spahn. You see the Puerto Rico Open, the very unnecessary Puerto Rico Open winners, as he picked 4 of those for you. But, yeah, Johnny, again, not on the show. He was able to send me his little video with his recap for you. So we will get into that as Johnny will explain what he did on the picks, as I'm attempting to find my music and all that good stuff for us here, as it is time for Johnny's winning picks and how he did. Johnny, why don't you tell us how you did on your picks?
Unfortunately, just similar as last week, we just didn't have an opportunity to cash in big time with our winners. Russell Henley did it to us again. I don't know, every time I seem like I pick him to win, he faltered last week at Cognizant, but came through this week on a great chip in on the 16th hole. So kind of good for him. We did have him in our top 10 picks. We did cash in a little bit with Russell Henley, but we didn't have him on our winners. But go through our list. We did have Justin Thomas that sat there at 20-1. Didn't have a great performance. He struggled there in the third round. Made a big number there on hole 6 that kind of took him out of the tournament. But I really like the way JT is trending going into kind of this week at the Players Championship, a past winner at the Players Championship. So I really like him potentially to be on our card this week for the Players. But to go down through the list, we did have Corey Connors that sit there that had an opportunity to win at 66-1. Couldn't get there. I thought he played solid at the end in the last round, but shooting 1 under par usually doesn't get it done on the final round of a PGA Tour event, even though it was playing very difficult. But good things to come for Corey Connors, I think, going into the season. One of the best ball strikers on the PGA Tour. Showed it to you this week on a very difficult course at the API. Another ham sandwich pick, we did have Will Zalatoris at 60-1. We had a double ham sandwich this week. He didn't cash in, kind of stayed at the bottom of that leaderboard after making the cut. We did have all 8 guys make the cut this week, guys. So all 8 guys did make the cut. So we did have some opportunities. But we did cash in, like we said, on a top 10 pick with Russell Henley. He was set there at plus 280. So we got there with him. We also got there on our top 20 pick with Aaron Rye. He sat there at plus 180 also. And we did cash in on 2-0 this week on our matchups. So we're really looking strong on our matchups as well. 2-0 this week to give us a complete total for the year 15, 4, and 2 on our matchups. So we're still doing fantastic on our matchups. But we were profitable this week, plus $60. Doesn't seem like a lot, but it's better than losing anything. We were 4 of the last 5 weeks. We did make some profit for you, but we still not on the positive side of the year. But look at the last couple weeks. We're really close in terms of what we were with winners. We haven't got there yet this year, but we really are close. But if you look going into the 4th round, we had 4 of the top 6 guys on the leaderboard to cash in some tickets. 3 guys potential winners, and then two of those guys with Russell Henley and Aaron Rye to cash tickets for us. So hang in there with us. We're trending very well. We will be cashing some good winners here pretty soon. But again, some bad luck the last 2 weeks. We just didn't pick Russell Henley in the right week. I mean, it's hard to say it that way, but one of the best ball strikers on the PGA Tour, he is also. But luckily, he did cash us in on the top 10. So that's what I got this week.
There he is, Johnny's picks, his explanations, his rundown for his picks as he gives you each and every recap Monday right here on From the Rough. Like he said, a lot of opportunities there. And things trending in the right direction for a lot of positive money coming up here in the next few weeks as we get into the Players, of course, Augusta, and everything else that will be rolling through us. Once again, I want to thank everybody that's popped on here with the solo Tim. If you're a fan of the John Gerber free golf program, you got it again today on the Recap Monday for the API. Johnny will be back with us on Wednesday for the Players preview show, the full 1 hour plus episode with he and I going back and forth about, of course, golf, the Players. We'll probably talk a little API since he wasn't here today, and literally anything else that pops up in our little brains other than golf that we like to bring to you on From the Rough. That's why we are from the rough and not from the fairway or from the putting surface, because it's pretty rough. You never know what you're going to get. And, if you're just looking for numbers, raw stats, things like that, you can go somewhere else because we're not going to give you that. We like to add some personality and a little bit of flair to the show. And sometimes we even deliver that. Not always, but sometimes. So we appreciate you guys tuning in each and every week. Our numbers are growing as we continue to be one of the top podcasts in all of the state of Ohio, as well as across the nation. It's a proud moment for FanStream Sports, a proud moment for me and Johnny, and, of course, From the Rough Golf Podcast. We will be back next week, or later this week, with the Wednesday recap of the Players, as I mentioned. Again, thanks to our sponsors, Golf Central Magazine, Tom's Town Distilling in Kansas City, Orion Golf, Turf Life. Make sure you check out all of our sponsors' websites and be a part of the From the Rough and FanStream Sports family. And if you want us to contemplate your podcast for running on our network on one of our affiliates nationwide, we would love to have you. I would love to discuss that with you. Or if you don't have a podcast and you want to start a podcast and you don't know what to do, whatever you do, you want to make it quality. And we can help you with that here at FanStream Sports as well. IndyCarTim@gmail.com. Shoot me an email. We'll set up a time and we will talk about what your goals are and how we can help you with that and get you here on the network. We will be back on Wednesday, 5 o'clock Central on X, which was down today, on X, on YouTube, our YouTube channel. Go check us out, FanStream Sports on YouTube, and also on Facebook. And then later that same day, wherever you get your podcast. We appreciate all the subscriptions, all of the shares that you guys are giving us. The show is growing. It's tough to keep up, but that's a great problem to have. We appreciate you guys very much. We'll see you on Wednesday. Until then, boys and girls, y'all keep hitting them straight.